Alrighty then. Good morning, guys. What's up, eh? Today we're going to talk a little bit about my FPV simulator Velocidrone, why I picked it over two of the other competitors, and just go through a little bit of information on it. So, if you look here, this is the page for Velocidrone. You've got information on it. Velocidrone you download on the website. The other two you download off of Steam. If you're familiar with any kind of PC gaming, you probably know what Steam is. The most recent version here is in 2020. They just changed a few things. Anyway, one of the big things about simulators when you're picking one is what is your laptop or what is your computer or PC able to handle. That was one of the biggest reasons why I chose Velocidrone. I was close to picking Liftoff, which is this simulator, but I went with Velocidrone because it matched what my computer could handle. So if you look here in Velocidrone, go to the bottom of the website, you can find the minimum machine requirements and the recommended machine requirements. You can change settings in these games to go low. You can turn tree detail on and off, shadows off, stuff like that to kind of tweak and so your computer can run it. But this one, you only required a minimum of 4 gigs of RAM and recommended 8 gigs of RAM. I actually have 8 gigs of RAM. So it runs pretty smooth in my computer. Liftoff is definitely more interactive. It seems a little bit more of a fun type simulator, but you need to have your Steam set up. Let's see here. You go to Steam. On Steam, you can see strain roastingly Liftoff. On Steam, you can see the price is 20% off right now. It's normally $20. It's only $16. Offer ends in 2 days. Steam's putting on offers all the time. And also, they've got Night Fever, a little DLC. Go to the bottom of the Steam page. You can see recommended and minimum requirements for Liftoff. Less RAM, however, the graphics card is a little more advanced than what you get in most laptops. That's why the reason why I went with Velocidrone. So you have Liftoff, which is pretty cool too. They're, I'd say, pretty similar. The other one that people talk a lot about is the Drone Racing League simulator. And for as much physics they show on their front page, surprisingly, people seem to complain a lot in reviews. I haven't personally flown on it, to be honest, but people complain a lot that it doesn't feel like a real drone. Maybe that's why they market so much that they do have good physics, because everyone says they don't. So, I don't know. Maybe a bit of gamble. Maybe they update their physics. I know they're working on physics 4.0 on here. Possibly something to keep an eye on, but they're also on Steam, and they're only $9. That's a sale though. And their requirements are a minimum 8 gigabytes of RAM. Recommended, I'm sure, is higher so as well. Minimum, they've got a little more work for your laptop or for your PC to do. And that's one of the reasons why all the reviews and a lot of people in the FPV community speak very highly of Velocidrone because of its physics. It feels the most like a real drone. I'll put these links in the description so you guys can jump to them. But let's jump into just what I do when I go to fly. Of course, we've got an update. All right, here we go. The music on this menu. It'll start to get you. Anyway, first thing I do, and here in the options you can go and check out some of your graphics and stuff like that. Alright, so I got my controller plugged in, and it automatically recognizes it. The laptop automatically recognizes it and says USB joystick, and just click boop, and click down the stick, and you're connected. So this is the screen that you see on Velocidrone as soon as you open it up. Go into options here, and there's an option setting here, and there's option settings with your drone as well later on. Here's where you can change a lot of things for your computer. You can even change the sound it makes, swoosh, when you go through the gates. Screen settings, this is what you can do if your computer's lagging. You can mess with some of these settings and see if you can't get a little less lag, or allow your computer to work it. Velocidrone's pretty good about not lagging too bad, especially if you don't have any other programs running. You often have to close other programs if it's lagging a bit too much. Quad settings, there's a couple quad settings here. Yeah, mid-air collision. True, let's do it. So, I haven't gotten too much in the track editor. I'm fairly new with Velocidrone as well. Something I'd like to get into eventually, but at this point, maybe not yet. Maybe I'll make a video on that at some point. If you click Quick Start, you'll jump right into flying. Click Single Player, you can go into choosing your drone and all that. 2020, April, I think, they've added this Nemesis Mode. Basically, it's the same as single player, but when you do the race, if you start a race, it's like offline multiplayer, where it'll upload people's race times, and you can race against people offline. You can see their flight paths, and the faster you go, you'll work your way up the leaderboard until you find your nemesis. We're just gonna fly around a little bit, so let's click single player. I've got a couple drones that I have saved here. I like to fly with the Chameleon. It just looks most like kind of what I fly right now with the drone that I built. Select quad. Actually, wait a second. And you've got some settings over here. You can change how much the drag is, downforce, propeller size, propeller power, if you do prop wash. These are useful for messing around and testing your abilities. I haven't tweaked with them too much. I think I've reset them back to default. I was messing with them a little while ago. What kind of camera angle you're flying. Lately I've been doing 25 or whatever. Let's select that quad. Alright, now up at the top left here, you can pick your track. So these are the different environments you can go and fly at. My favorite is Bando. It's like a Nuketown type city, abandoned buildings, lots of holes to fly through and windows. Coastal's nice, there's lots of room to fly around, that countryside too. Some of the other ones are like you're in a stadium, and that's kind of tough. And for me, it's a little boring. I guess we need to get good at going through the tight little gates. But any class, and then once you choose the map, you can pick all sorts of different tracks that have been built within that map. So some of the best for starting off with is pylons. That's a race where you have 3 laps through a handful of pylons, gates, and you can see my best lap was 11 seconds, 11 and a half seconds for 1 lap. I was flying with that. I don't think I'm going to be able to beat that, but we'll get a shot here in a second. Let's go in there. It's lagging on me a little bit here. Let's go shoot this hole right here. Yeah. Boom. Crash. Reset. Let's try a little race, see what happens.
3, 2, 1.
So you gotta go through these green gates. Up, and if you fly too high, you miss it. Boom. Swoosh. That's the gate sound. Rusty. When you crash, you go back to the previous gate. I don't know why it's lagging on me a little bit more than I normally see. You can see a frame rate warning. Could be because I just turned on my computer. It's early in the morning. And it's just not happy. Damn. I'm sucking right now. And that's interesting. You see some prop damage at the top left on your screen. That's new. Like I said last time, I screen recorded this yesterday. I did a big update. Oof. Once you get to 3 laps, it'll tell you, whoa! It's really lagging on me a lot here. This isn't the best, but what can you do, eh? Should be the last gate here. So that took me 2 minutes and 6 seconds, and I've done it in the past, the whole thing in 45 seconds. Not the best. And you can actually, while you're here on the map, you can press R for reset. Press A to start a race. And while here on the map, you can actually change some quad settings. Try changing a few things and then take off. Let's see, let's increase prop wash a bunch. Now let's look when you take off. You come down. Oh, you can hear that propeller. But it's a good time. You can mess around with a lot of different things. Anyways, that's the end of this video. Sorry the flying was pretty bad, but that's it. Please like and subscribe.